Good afternoon. The Board of Adjustment is now in session. My name is Anthony Robinson, and I will be chairing today's meeting. Attending today's virtual meeting are board members Deneen Vaughn, Joe Klitzing, Mel DeSimone, and Jim Dallas. Also in attendance for the city is Mary Hart Burton, Zoning Administrator for the city, Sandra Long, Zoning Plan Reviewer for the city, who will represent the city in the cases we are hearing today, and Andy Powers, Zoning Plan Reviewer, and Drea Gutierrez, Lead Zoning Specialist. Excuse me. Our attorney for the board is Mia Wood, and our court reporter is Laura Stewart. Today we will be hearing 4 cases. First, we will hear from the city's representative, who will explain why the permit could not be issued. Next, we will hear from the petitioner and their representative. Please be prepared to explain the hardship and answer any inquiries from the board. Then we will hear from those in favor of the appeal and then from those opposed. Please be concise, as testimony will be limited to 3 minutes per person. When you come online via video or telephone, please wait to be sworn in by the court reporter, and then please state your name and mailing address. To ensure proper records for our court reporter, we do ask that those online or by telephone to please remain on mute. Following testimony on all of today's cases, the board will go into its deliberative portion of the hearing, at which time we will vote on all cases heard. The board will notify each applicant or their representative of its decision in about 2 weeks. You're welcome to remain during our deliberations. However, we will not hear additional testimony at that time. You may also call the lead zoning specialist, Drea, tomorrow at 314-622-3666 to learn the outcome of your appeal. Again, that number is 314-622-3666. Drea, will you please read appeal number 20622?
Appeal number 20622, 3116 Ivanhoe Avenue, rear.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Good afternoon, board members. My name is Sandra Long, Plan Examiner for the City of St. Louis, representing the building commissioners. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to operate an automobile repair business with no bodywork and no painting at 3116 Ivanhoe. The basis for denial of Call It Done Automotive LLC concerning the building commissioner's refusal to issue an occupancy permit authorizing the petitioner to operate an automobile repair, no bodywork, no painting at 3116 Ivanhoe Avenue in City Block 4661-00 is as follows. The present zoning for the address is F Neighborhood Commercial District. The intent of the applicable zoning provisions are to conserve the values of property throughout the city of St. Louis and protect the character and stability of residential business and industrial areas, and regulate and restrict the location and use of buildings, structures, and land for trade, industry, residence, and other uses, and to regulate and restrict the intensity of such uses. The applicable zoning code provisions are as follows. 26.16.010, uses prohibited. No structure or land shall be used for a use other than those permitted in the district in which such premises are located unless such use is permitted by other provisions of the zoning code. And 26.40.020S, use regulations and conditional use summaries. Use regulations and conditional uses of the F Neighborhood Commercial District do not allow the appellant's proposal as stated above. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. In summary, the petitioner is applying for an auto repair business in the F District. Auto repair in the F District is not an allowed use So a use variance from the Board of Adjustment will be required to approve this application. The Planning and Urban Design memorandum states there is no adopted neighborhood plan covering this location. The strategic land use plan is within a medium intensity corridor within the 2025 SLOOP. The designation discourages automobile related commercial activities. This designation encourages a mix of use that supports a dense, pedestrian-friendly, walkable environment, including residential, office, retail, and instructional sites. But no new or expanded auto-related uses should not be approved. The planning staff finds the request of appeal number 20622 is not in keeping with the city's comprehensive plans. Any questions?
Okay, let's hear from the appellant.
Mr. Robertson,
Yes.
before we get started, Mr. Kutzing, were you trying to speak? We couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I had my mute on.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
So you got a ghost lip from me. Sandy, do you know if this has always been a garage or what was it before? No.
It was not. It was, I'm not sure what it was, but I do remember looking it up, and it was not a automobile related business.
Oh, okay.
All right. Any other board members have any questions? Okay, let's now hear from the appellant, Mr. Picker.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Ryan.
Good afternoon, Mr. Picker. Before you get started, we need to get you sworn in. Do you have video? Or
I do.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, now if you could state your name and mailing address for the record.
Okay, so I'm Ryan Picker. Mailing address would be 11964 Glen Park Drive, Maryland Heights, Missouri, 63043. The building address is 3116 Ivanhoe Avenue. So I'm trying to open a auto repair shop. The building that I am in is a commercially zoned building. It used to be a storage facility for an electric company. And my business, I'm not like every other automotive shop. I'm by appointment only. I'll take cars in, and they get done. They don't get parked on the street or in the driveway. I don't keep like an abundance of cars around. Basically, it's I get the cars in and out, and I'm very specialized with what I do. So I do a lot of diagnostic work, more of electrical work.
Okay, any board members have any questions?
Have you talked to the alderperson or the neighborhood organizations there in the area?
I have not. No.
Okay. And is there a curb cut there? I can't tell from the pictures.
Is there a
Curb cut?
curb cut?
Yeah. In other words, going across the sidewalk, is it dipped down so that it's been reinforced for driving?
Yes.
So you haven't talked to the neighbors, you haven't talked to the alderperson, and you're going to put an auto repair place, shop there that generates, and then you said you park your cars on the street.
No. What I said is,
You said the street. I park my cars around and on the street. That's what you said.
No, I meant I don't park the cars on the street. They're by appointment only, so I don't have an abundance of cars on the street. It's not like you drive by a shop and you see their parking lot full of cars. I only take one car at a time.
Is there a lift in that facility already?
Yes, there is.
Did you
There's
put that
actually
in?
two.
Did you put those in
I did. Yes.
prior to getting this use?
Yes.
I'd like to see you go back and talk to the alderperson in the neighborhood group before you start opening business there, person.
Okay.
That's all I got, Anthony.
Any other board members? Jim?
Yes, Mr. Picker, thank you for being with us today. I noticed that there's 4 entrances from alley, and it looked like 2 from the driveway at the off of Ivanhoe. So what's your intent as far as how you're going to get cars in and out of which bays are being used, and how are you going to have those cars enter the garage?
So the cars enter from the alleyway. So I would drive around back. I'm only currently renting 2 of the spaces in this garage. I'm renting the whole garage, but I only have 2 that are dedicated for the repair work.
Okay, and I didn't notice any kind of trash facility when I drove by both the alley and the front. I would imagine this is in the auto repair is going to generate a significant amount of trash. What's your intent for where you're going to dispose of parts?
So for parts, any metal work, I get those picked up by a scrap guy. I put them in a bin inside they get picked up. A lot of the stuff is recycle, just cardboard. And that I use the recycle, like the smaller bins out front. And then as far as trash goes, I am sharing the trash can with my next door neighbor, who is also another business. We pay outside contract to pick up that trash. But I only use 1 bag a week, basically one can, if that.
Okay, so the trash is going to be inside the garage somewhere.
Yes.
And then will be picked up from the alley.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to point out that the packet that we received today has pictures, and it does not appear that there's a curb cut.
As far as curb cut, you're saying like in the front driveway?
Yes.
Yeah, there is a, like, you're talking like when you pull on the street, how you can just pull directly into the driveway. Is that what you're asking? I'm not following curb cut. Yeah, there is.
Okay. But you're intending to have the cars enter from the alley anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. I won't say I'm sort of in Mr. DeSimone's camp that if you haven't talked to the alderman or any of the neighbors, I'm reluctant to see this go through at this point. But I guess I won't give away my hand yet. Keeping an open mind. Okay. So even the neighbor to the south, there's a house between your building and the schoolyard. No contact with them or the people to the north of you where they're operating a motorcycle repair shop.
Yes. So I've talked to the motorcycle shop, and I have talked to the house that the people that are in front of the building that I'm renting, and they're okay with it.
So you're renting a couple of bays from somebody else. Is that what you're?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. You don't own the building yourself.
No, I do not.
Okay.
What would be your hours of operation?
Hours of operation, like I said, I'm by appointment only, but it would be 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday and 8 to 4 on Friday. No weekend work or anything like that.
Any employees?
1, yes. And it's just clerical, answering phones and stuff like that.
What is the other? I don't know if I can ask this, but I'm going to anyway. What is the other business on the other part of the building?
I think it's a guy just renting out some space. Are you
Oh.
talking about in my building or
Yes.
next door to me?
In your building?
In my building, it's a guy renting out space.
Okay. That's it for me.
Ryan, Mr. Pickard,
Yes.
you said you talked to the neighbors and everything. Do you have anything in writing that said you talked to them, or is that
I do not know. I
okay,
don't
so
have anything. in
everything
writing.
here? So we're going by hearsay here. That's the problem. Oh, they said it was okay, but we don't know if they did or didn't. Okay. And I don't know if they would, if you'd want somebody to come in and put a repair shop in that hadn't talked to you, couldn't verify that. So there's our stumbling block, because
Okay.
there is noise coming out of a repair shop. There's pneumatic wrenches, air compressors, and stuff like generates noise. So that's why I'm asking the question.
Yeah, I do keep the doors closed. I don't even
Is it
in the
air conditioned?
summertimes. Yes,
Is it?
it's air conditioned and heat. I keep the doors closed. You cannot hear the air compressor. You know, if it's running inside, you can't hear it standing outside the building. And I typically use electric tools only. You know, it's very rare that I use air tools for the air compressor to start kicking on.
I have an electric pneumatic wrench, and guess what? It makes noise. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Mary,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Picker, so are you exclusively renting the garage space, or are you going to have an office like in the first floor commercial space of the existing building?
No, I'm only renting the garage space.
And so then the one employee that works for you, will they work out of the garage space also?
That's correct. Yeah. I have a front desk set up
Okay.
inside the garage.
Okay. Thank you.
So you're renting the entire garage
Yes,
and just using 2 of the bays for your work.
that's correct.
And if you've got more than, well, does each bay hold only 1 car?
It only holds 1 car, and like I said, I'm by appointment only, so I don't stack up cars and keep them. You know, my thing is I want people to be in and out of here, you know, and get it fixed right the first time. And my main line of work is just diagnostic work. You know, I'm not doing oil changes and brakes and stuff like that. I can do those, but my main line is like check engine light diagnostics and weird electrical issues.
Okay, so that would be a concern if you've got a third car sitting there on the street or in that driveway, or heaven forbid it be in the alley, blocking the alley while you're working on 2 cars.
Yeah. No, like I said, I do not take more than the bays can handle.
Okay.
Mr. Robinson, I do have standard conditions for auto repair if you want to hear them.
yes, please.
Okay. Number 1, petitioner must obtain the proper permits from the City of St. Louis Building Division for any proposed signage at this location. Number 2, petitioner shall properly dispose of all hazardous materials. Number 3, there shall be no vending ATM machines or payphones on the exterior of the premises at any given time. Number 4, there shall be no outside signage or storage, on the premises at any given time. Number 5, there shall be no overnight outside storage on the premises at any given time. If a vehicle must remain overnight for any reason, it must be stored inside of the garage. Number 5A, if outside storage is needed, overnight outside storage shall be limited to, and it's how many vehicles at any given time. Number 6, there shall be no body work or spray painting on the premises at any given time for petitioner's testimony. Number 7, hours of operation shall be limited to AM to PM, days of the week. Number 8, there shall be no cord or rope type LED lighting surrounding or framing windows or doors. Number 9, the stringing of lights, flags, or streamers on the premises is prohibited. Number 10, exterior amplified intercom systems or phone ringing systems are prohibited. Number 11, the premises shall not be issued a public nuisance notice pursuant to Ordinance 68535 or its successor ordinances. That's it.
Mr. Picker, do you have any issues, concerns, or questions about those items?
No, not at all.
Okay. All right. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? Is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits, certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, and a memo from Planning and Urban Design. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Drea, will you please read appeal number 20623?
Appeal number 20623, 6017 South Broadway.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Me or
Good
her?
Good afternoon, board members. My name is Sandra Long, Plan Examiner for the City of St. Louis, representing the Building Commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to operate a retail and resale of architectural salvage business with outside storage. I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the said and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. The basis for denial of Perhat Lumber Company concerning the building commissioner's refusal to issue an occupancy permit authorizing the petitioner to operate a retail sales at 601 South Broadway, 6017 South Broadway is in City Block 2917-00 is as follows. The present zoning for the address is F Neighborhood Commercial District. The intent of the applicable zoning provisions are to conserve the value of property throughout the city of St. Louis and protect the character and stability of residential business and industrial areas, and regulate and restrict the location and use of buildings, structures, and land for trade, industry, residence, and other uses, and to regulate and restrict the intensity of such uses. The applicable zoning code provisions are as follows. 26.16.010 uses prohibited. No structure or land shall be used for use other than those permitted in the district in which such premises are located unless such use is permitted by other provisions of the zoning code. And 26.40.020 S, use regulations and conditional use summary. Use regulations and conditional uses of the F Neighborhood Commercial District do not allow this appellant's proposal as stated above. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. Excuse me. In summary, the petitioner is applying for retail sales of new and used architectural salvage at this address in the F District. While used retail sales is a conditional use in the F District, outside storage will require a use variance from the Board of Adjustment to approve this application. In clarification, when this applicant first applied, they applied for resale only and were sent to a conditional use hearing. In subsequent conversations with the applicant, they indicated that they would have outside storage, so they were reviewed again for the Board of Adjustment hearing. They were heard from conditional use and were approved with conditions. Would you like me to read the conditions?
Yes.
Condition number 1, hours of operation shall be limited to 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Condition number 2, merchandise displayed outside the store will not be in the public right-of-way and shall be removed each day, excuse me, when store is closed. Condition number 3, the petitioner shall provide a commercial dumpster and establish a trash removal contract through a private source for regular pickups. Condition number 4, the petitioner shall maintain the entire premises in a clean and orderly appearance at all times. Condition number 5, the petitioner must apply for and receive a permit from the City of St. Louis Building Division before posting signage, and the signage must be professionally prepared and approved by the Office of the Zoning Administrator before being installed. Condition number 6, there shall be no temporary signage on the premise or posted to the exterior of or interior of windows or doors of the establishment at any given time. Condition number 7, the premises shall not be issued a public nuisance notice pursuant to Ordinance 68535 or its successor ordinances.
Sandy,
Yes,
would you read number 2 again?
number 2, okay.
Yes, please.
Merchandise displayed outside the store shall not be in the public right-of-way and shall be removed at the end of each day when store is closed.
Okay, I guess that's really referring to the sidewalk in front, not the open storage in the back.
When we had the conditional use hearing, they didn't have outside storage on the application yet.
Oh, okay.
So when subsequent conversations, they mentioned they had outside storage.
Okay.
And then I have the memo from Planning and Urban Design. There is no adopted neighborhood plan covering this location. The strategic land use plan considers this a medium intensity corridor within the 2025 sloop. While outside storage is not explicitly discouraged in this designation, the goal of the medium intensity corridor is to attract pedestrian friendly mix of uses that encourage living, working, and traveling to and through this area. This may not be conducive to a clean, safe pedestrian environment, and it's better suited for an industrial area. Planning staff find the request of appeal number 11995 is not in keeping with the city's comprehensive plan. Oh, appeal number 20623 is not in keeping with the city's comprehensive plan. Any questions?
Okay, let's hear from the appellant. Mr. Perhat?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's get you sworn in.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
My name is Carlo Perhead, and my address is 5821 Butler Hill Road, St. Louis, Missouri, 63128.
Okay, proceed with your testimony.
Yes, sir. We've been in business since 1982. The place is established in 1940s, and I bought it in 1982, and we have architectural, our main is architectural bricks and architectural supply for building 1800 and early 1900 and so forth. And we've been supplying metropolitan district with our architectural supplies. However, as we grow and my son and my family got involved, we have slightly expanded next door, which is very well protected with fence. You can't see nothing in. The only thing you can see if you get inside, then you can see. But from outside, there's nothing to be seen. Everything is very professionally cover from outside. And we talked to all the lady and we talked to all our neighbors. I have here pages of neighbors that all signed it for me. That was okay, that my place is orderly, and that I have a fencing that you can't see nothing from outside. Only thing that you can see if you come in through the main door, then you can see the storage that we have. And it's very well protected. And we do have a 6-yard dumpsters for many years, 6-yard private dumpsters. And I don't know what else would you like to know. We don't have any complaints from our neighbors or anything like that. Or our neighbor agree. We ask them if there's anything disagree. They say no. They're all very glad to have us. We help neighborhood all around all the time as we can. Contractor come on daily basis and find things that you can't find, which is lychee tile, which is all kind of difficult that you cannot buy new. For all building, we got all this. We have a specialist since 1982. I'm a specialist. We don't have any complaint that we know. We're good standing with cities. We pay our taxes, we pay our bills, we pay. So I know we don't have any violations. However, we will also own in the building over 46 buildings in the buildings in the areas, all the way from Broadway to Louisiana, and we've been very well established from our family and me. We've been working diligently.
Excuse me,
Yes,
Mr. If there is somebody in the room with you that's speaking, can you ask them to let you finish? Because I think it's hard for the court reporter to get an accurate record. I noticed she's having some trouble.
okay, sure.
And
My
I'm
son
having
is-
a little trouble hearing too. So
my son is here. My son speaks
Right.
English. He got master's degree
it,
of business, a master's
It-
degree. I
Mr.
am not.
Burhat,
Yes,
it would be fine for your son to speak, but let's hear from you first, and then we'll swear him in and he can speak also.
yes. He's my partner, you can say.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry. So Mr. Pierhat, are you done with your testimony?
Any question you have? I think I'm done. If you want me to talk slowly or differently, let me know. I don't know if you understand everything I say. If not, my son
Yeah,
can help.
yes, Mr. Pierhat, we do understand, and the board does have questions. Jim.
Thank you. I guess it's for the elder Mr. Perret, before the younger one is sworn in. Could you please explain, so you currently have a business at 6023, and
Correct.
now you're trying to expand to 6017. Do I have that correct?
Yes, you do. 6017, which is adjacent to my business, and I own this since 1982. Both buildings.
Okay, but you're mainly running it out of 6023 right now.
Correct.
Okay.
Very correct.
Okay, and I see lots of materials that are visible from the street at 6023. There's a fence that goes right up to the sidewalk, and there's a large amount of materials that you can see. So is the idea here is you're trying to expand to 6017, but all the storage would be in the back behind 6017?
Correct.
And
Some of it.
602 and 6023 would basically remain as is.
We're going to lighten the load. That's the whole idea. So we can be more organized. I can say we can get more organized. I got a little more room because my family, my son is helping me, and my family, my wife, my son, and my daughter, we're expanding. So we need a little more room next door so we can be more organized.
Okay, thank
However,
you.
we own the both places 1982.
Okay, so Sandy, to clarify, what they're asking for is permission to move some of that material and use the back of 6017 for storage, which they don't have that ability right now. Am I correct?
Very correct.
I'm asking this of Sandy.
Ah,
That's
okay.
what I am being told by the customer, yes.
Okay, and the restrictions would prevent them from putting anything on there's a pretty good size yard, concrete yard between the sidewalk and the house. and they would not be able to use that at 6017. They would not be able to use that to display, or they'd have to take it inside every night, right?
They are not allowed, right now, they are not allowed outside storage. It has to be moved in at night. When they mentioned they had outside storage is when this got upgraded from a conditional use to a Board of Adjustment hearing.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Perhat. Thank you, Sandy.
You're welcome.
Any other board members have any questions?
What are the hours of operation, Mr. Perhat?
We open from 9 to 5. In the wintertime, we close 4 o'clock due to the weather change. No Sundays. No Sundays. No, we don't have any pollution. We don't have any traffic, nothing. It's more basically family owned and operated since 1982 quietly. No problem that I know of. Everything been smooth, and I'm getting up in the retiring age, and my son wants to take it over, and I'm glad to encourage him to do it because there's not many places left. There's not many places you can find the old doorknob, 1800 or 1900, and old fixtures and old stuff. So I'm encouraging my son. I'm glad to do it because there's not a lot of money, but there's a lot of love.
Mr.
Fantastic. Thank you.
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Mr. Perhart, is that 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday? You are open on Saturdays?
Only in the summertime, not in the wintertime. When it's cold and sometimes we open, sometimes we not. Because when it's snow, ice, and stuff like that, we're not open. But I do have a phone. I can help you on the phone to schedule for next time to come when it's weather change or stuff like that. Weather changing. In the wintertime, we're not open much.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other board members have any questions?
I would suggest to Mr. Perhat that he include the Saturday hours. You don't have to be open then. We're not forcing you to be open, but just that possibility that you may want to in the future, you wouldn't have to come back here to change your hours.
Well, I would like to during the summer. During the winter, we can close, but because of ice and snow and everything, but during the summer, I like to be open, at least till
If it's
noon.
included in this time frame here, you don't have to open on bad days in the winter.
Thank
But
you very
can
much.
open
I'm up in
anytime
the,
you want on a Saturday.
I'm up in the age. I'm in my 70s. I don't know how
I
much
understand,
longer,
so am I.
but my son is eager to take my business. I'm going to
Okay.
give him a chance. I'm going to give him a chance.
Okay.
As long as he don't start losing money.
That was my
Okay.
question.
Any other board members have any questions? All right, thank you. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal?
Me,
Mr.
Now it's time
Perhat,
for your son.
you've already
at least
testified.
one vote with me and my son.
If the younger Mr. Perhat would like to testify, this is the
Say me.
time to do so.
You better say me.
I'll testify.
Okay, let's get you sworn in.
I will need your name first, sir.
Carlo Perhat. It's spelled the same way.
Okay, sorry, one second.
Yeah.
Sorry, one second. Okay. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I swear.
Thank you.
Okay, can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Carlo Perhat, 5649 Butler Hill Road, St. Louis, Missouri, 63128.
Okay, proceed with your testimony.
My father mostly sells clay roofing materials, coping tiles, and it helped a lot of homes after the tornado. And it helped save a lot of clay roofs because sometimes you just get, a branch that might fall on someone's roof in U City or St. Louis City. And then usually they just need 5 or 6 tiles, and that can save a whole clay roof. He does also sell some terracotta pieces and brick, and it's all reclaimed.
Okay. Any board members have any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal?
That's a big call.
Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits. Certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, a memo from Planning and Urban Design, and a letter of support from Alderwoman Ann Schweitzer. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Drea, will you please read appeal number 12005?
Appeal number 12005, 1232 Hampton Avenue.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Good afternoon, board members. My name is Andy Powers, zoning plan examiner for the city of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to construct a carryout restaurant / coffee shop with drive-through, no indoor seating per plans at 1232 Hampton Avenue. I'd like to present evidence for this case, photos and aerials of the said property, a letter of support from the alderman, a letter of opposition from the president of the Cheltenham Neighborhood Association, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the St. Louis zoning ordinance. Basis of denial of Hunter Investment Properties, LLC, care of Rem Eiler with Brew Crew, LLC, concerning the building commissioner's refusal to issue a building permit authorizing the petitioner to do a new construction of a carryout restaurant / coffee shop with drive-through, no indoor seating per plans at 1232 Hampton Avenue. Present zoning for this address is Zone F, Neighborhood Commercial District. It is the intent of applicable zoning provisions to fix reasonable standards to which buildings and structures shall conform. The applicable zoning code provisions are section 26.08.377, restaurant, carry out, restaurant where food, frozen dessert, or beverages are primarily sold in packaged, ready-to-consume state, intended for ready consumption by the customer on or off the premises. Section 26.16.010, use is prohibited. No structure or land shall be used for another use other than those permitted in the district in which such premises are located, unless such use is permitted by other provisions of the zoning code. Section 26.16.020, no structure shall be erected, placed, enlarged, or structurally altered unless such an action shall make the premises upon which it shall stand conform to the regulations for the district in which the premises are located, unless authorized by other provisions of the zoning code. The underlying code for the district, 26.40.026, Part B, Number 1, site requirements for carryout restaurants. Carryout restaurants shall comply with the requirements of either of the following numbered paragraphs. Part B, a carryout restaurant is a carryout restaurant that sells to customers who are in cars or consume the sold products in cars parked on the carryout restaurant premises, or is a carryout restaurant that sells products through a sales window to customers who are in cars for immediate consumption by the customers, either on or off the premises, provided that, number one, for lots that are contiguous with or directly across a street, alley, public, or private easement from a dwelling district. Section 26.40.07A, front yard area, when 25% of any frontage within the district is improved with buildings. The majority of such improved frontage has a front yard line variation in depth of not more than 6 feet. No building hereafter constructed shall project beyond the average front yard line so established, except that in no event shall this front yard line be greater than 50 feet. Section 26.68020, number 6, use regulations. A building or premises shall be used only for the following purposes. A, any permitted use in the B2 family dwelling district. Section 26.68.090, signs in zone district F. Permitted sign types, wall, window, ground, marquee, and roof signs are permitted. Projecting signs that comply with the provisions in the defined section designated as 26.6802 are permitted. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. In summary, the applicant is applying for a building permit to construct a carryout restaurant, coffee shop with a drive-through. The proposed building does not meet the following site requirements for carryout restaurants. Part B, number 1. Part A, minimum lot size. D, drive-through menu board. F, parking minimum. G, portion of lot area for landscaping. I, proximity to another carryout restaurant, which states, in no case shall a carryout restaurant, as provided for herein, be permitted nearer than 300 feet from another such use on the same side of the street, and in no case shall an additional such use be permitted at an intersection of two such uses already exist in that intersection. One use variance would be required for these restrictions. The setback of the proposed building does not conform to the established front yard lines on Hampton Ave, West Park Ave, and Victoria Ave. 3 area variances would be required for the setback. Finally, the proposed signage, a digital electronic message center for menu boards, is not permitted in the F district. 2 use variances would be required, 1 for each sign. We'll read the PDA's recommendation. Planning staff reviewed the appeal number 12005 against the 2025 strategic land use plan. There is, however, no adopted neighborhood plan covering this location. The 2025 SLOOP calls this location a medium intensity corridor, which discourages automobile related commercial activities, as well as commercial activities that utilize drive-through windows. Planning staff finds the request of appeal 12005 in not keeping with the city's comprehensive plan. A letter of support from Alderman Narayan expresses the potential revenue and opportunity to fill a vacant parcel. A letter of opposition from Steve Bassinger, president of Cheltenham Neighborhood Association, expresses the concern of increased traffic congestion due to only one entrance or exit to the site. And he also notes the proximity to the existing residential homes. That is it. Mr. Robinson.
Yes, I'm sorry.
That's my complete testimony.
Thank you. Any board members have any questions? Yes, Jim.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Anthony. So I'm counting 7 potential use variances and 3 area variances we're considering.
There would be 1 use variance for the restaurant site requirements, 3 area variances for the front yard setback, and 2 use variances, 1 for each side. So that would be 3 use variances total and 3 area variances.
Okay, so the site requirements are not 5 different items.
No, those were in the denial write-up.
Okay.
They were listed as 1.
Okay. All right, thank you for clarifying. That's all I have for Andy.
Any other board members? Okay, let's hear from the appellant.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. David Sweeney, Sweeney, but with Lewis Rice. Our address is 600 Washington Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63101.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, members of the board. My name is Dave Sweeney, and it's my privilege to be able to represent Seven Brew in this proposed location. There's a host of folks here on the call that can answer specific questions as they arise and also can give much better background than I can. Included in there is Alderman Narayan, who is personally attending today's meeting in support, not only with his letter. This is the site that was a long time Jack in the Box at that location. It has since sat vacant for several years. And joining on the call is Bill Barnes, who is the seller's broker, Ms. Celeste Splain, who is the seller, several gentlemen, Wade Harden and Brian Evans from Seven Brew, their architect, Ashley Feline, and I'm sorry, Ashley, if I mispronounce your name, Scott Bidney, who is the broker for Seven Brew, and there may be other folks here in support. They will, in their testimony, they will touch on conversations they've had with the neighborhood leader several years ago, and our response to some conditions that he at that point tried to institute, and some of the accommodations that we have made per his requests. This would be the second Seven Brew to open up within the city of St. Louis. The first, for the last 18 months, has been highly successful on Chippewa Street. It has been an asset. I don't think anyone would suggest otherwise. And very busy, as many of their locations continue to be. That's all I have right now. If there's any specific questions for me, otherwise I'll defer to others.
Board members, any questions? Jim?
Thank you, Anthony. Mr. Sweeney, one of the letters of record is from Mr. Bassinger, dated March 18th, dated today. And he says, Brew Crew LLC has not yet attended our community meetings to address concerns. Could you, since you brought up the issue about meeting with neighborhood leaders, could you address that comment for me, please?
Absolutely, Member Dallas, and congratulations on your appointment yesterday at the Board of Aldermen.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. Yes, I was not at that meeting. That was back in 23, so I don't want to speak to that, but there will be others that met with him.
Okay.
And I haven't seen that. That letter hasn't been sent to us, so I can't address that letter specifically. But as mentioned, this has been sitting there quite a while, and I know Mr. Barnes, who is the broker for the seller, had previous meetings, so I'd defer to him if that's okay.
That's fine. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
We'll wait till he gets sworn in, of course.
Of course.
Any other board members?
And I'm happy to speak. I'm Bill Barnes.
Yes, Mr. Barnes, we will get you sworn in a bit. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sweeney. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? We will start with Mr. Barnes.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Sure. My name is Bill Barnes, Barnes. My company address is 8112 Maryland Avenue, Clayton, Missouri, 63105.
Okay, proceed.
Sure. Thank you very much. I'm a commercial real estate broker with NAI Desco and have done a lot of work in the city of St. Louis. We listed this property back in January of 23. It's a 56-year-old Jack in the Box it's past its useful life. It's in pretty bad condition. So my job working for the owner of the property was to find a tenant to hopefully redevelop this property, just because the property's it's past its useful life. All the MEP is shot, the roof's shot. It's in bad condition. So back in November of 23, we signed a ground lease with Seven Brew for them to tear down the existing Jack in the Box and redevelop as a Seven Brew coffee location. We met during that process. Seven Brew did go into the city to start kind of their pre-development meeting, and it was just prior to me setting up a meeting with the Cheltenham Neighborhood Association with Stephen Bassinger. So Stephen did submit a letter, basically, and I have a copy that just says, "Hey, we're in opposition. We haven't had a chance to meet with Seven Brew yet." That was a letter in November of 26, or excuse me, was it? It was in December of 23. December 15th, and we met with Stephen on December 29th, and I also met with Ron Coleman, neighborhood improvement specialist with the city, also joined us on that. So we met on site. We had a nice meeting. We had the site plan. We went through the site plan and worked with Mr. Bassinger on his concerns. I thought it went really well. He didn't want any curb cuts on Hampton. He wanted all the access to be from West Park. Didn't want Victoria Avenue to have any access due to, that being a one-way out street and a neighborhood, and it was off the intersection and the light. So right after that meeting, he did send an email to me with all of his concerns and some of the requirements that he was requesting. And most of them, Seven Brew can really easily address and work with his concerns, the neighborhood association's concerns. But there were three of them that we were really concerned about in the neighborhood as well. One had to do with, it said, if weeds and grass are above 12 inches, then the neighborhood could submit an email with pictures, and Seven Brew would have to voluntarily surrender their business license for 30 days for each offense, and photos would be acceptable evidence. There was another one that had to do, it says no advertising or signs on public right-of-ways. Seven Brew Coffee will voluntarily surrender their business license for 30 days for each offense. Photos would be acceptable evidence. And then there was another one that said no clientele shall be waiting before or after to be served outside the property lines. And then Seven Brew will voluntarily surrender their business license. So, that was a major concern, that a neighborhood could impose those restrictions. Obviously, I spoke with some folks at the city and they said, "Bill, that's not part of an ordinance." And what ended up happening is Seven Brew just got really spooked by this, and they terminated their ground lease that we had really worked hard to achieve with them. So then I kept marketing the property, but we had a lot of folks that just wanted to reuse the building, and after investigations, we just could not reutilize that building. So I spoke with Ron Coleman and some other folks at the city, and I went back to Seven Brew about a year plus later and asked if they would be willing to re-engage. And we felt fortunate that they would step back up, hopeful that the city would look at their Chippewa location and the success that they've had. The fact that it's pride of ownership, they run a really good operation. It's, you know, it's super clean. And we re-engaged, and actually we're able to have them sign a ground lease again in June of 25. Also in June, we met with Alderman Brett on site, shared the site plans, kind of shared some of the concerns from the Cheltenham Neighborhood Association, and our concerns that we were really, we just didn't understand that potentially the neighborhood could, you know, require a business license to be surrendered. That was something that was new to Seven Brew. You know, they have hundreds of locations, this particular operator, and they just had never seen that before. So we felt that we've addressed a lot of these. The neighborhood president's comment that we have not joined any neighborhood meetings, that's new to me. We've never been, to my knowledge, I have not been asked to attend any. We just met with him on site. And then he also had a concern about, you know, the ingress egress entrance off of West Park. That was new to me because that was what he had requested when we met back in 23. So I'm here to answer any questions if you can. I was just wanting to provide some background on this project.
Any board members have any questions? Jim?
So his statement that you haven't attended any community meetings is accurate, but you've been working mainly through Mr. Bassett.
Well, yes. Yeah. We had an initial meeting with him back in 23. And then we have never been asked, to my knowledge, me personally, I've never been asked to attend any neighborhood association meetings.
Thank you.
Any other board members?
Anthony?
Yeah, Mel.
Excuse me. I understand that, you know, they don't want any traffic off of Hampton Avenue, but has there been a study done to show that it might be the best to at least have an exit off into Hampton Avenue, because the business that was there before was Jack in the Box, and their entrances were on and off of Hampton Avenue. So I understand the neighborhood's concern is, but they may not, if they don't have expertise in that, would the traffic study be done prior to putting everything in to show the best ingress and egress?
I'll make a quick comment. So the current Jack in the Box that's there are two curb cuts on Hampton. There's a curb cut on Victoria, which is the neighborhood street to the north. And then there's also a curb cut on West Park, which is the neighborhood street to the south. So there are, you know, 4 curb cuts total. And but Seven Brew, and I'll let the architect from Seven Brew comment, but you know, they design their restaurant, their coffee houses to have the most efficient, safe circulation. So I'll step down and let
That's what I was trying to get to, is that I understand what the neighborhood wants, but that may not be the safest, the most efficient. So I want somebody to do that says this, I understand what you want, but it's safer this way.
Right.
That's all. Thank you.
May I add a point of order for
Yes.
for an entrance off of Hampton or an exit off of Hampton? One of the site requirements for restaurants that was included in the whole one use variance. So essentially the use variance is saying the variance is granting exception to all of these points. One of them was the portion of the lot area for landscaping. It was estimated that either estimated or calculated that it would be about 12%. 12% of the proposed area is landscape. And the requirement says that 15% should be landscape. So if there was an additional curb cut off of Hampton, it would reduce that landscaping area further.
Okay. Any of the board members have any questions for Mr. Barnes? All right. Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal? Alderman Narayan, let's get you sworn in.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman Robinson, members of the board.
Right, sir, yes. Mhm. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, if you could state your name and mailing address for the record.
Sure. Brett, B-R-E-T, Narayan, N-A-R-A-Y-A-N. And my mailing address is 1200 Market Street, room 230, at City Hall.
Proceed.
Thank you, Chairman and members of the board. I am very supportive of this proposal. The neighborhood on both sides of Hampton there, the various neighbors have been begging for anything to happen with this since Jack in the Box left. It's been allowed to really fall into disrepair and has attracted homeless folks who have been on the lot and on occasion getting into the building. The president of the neighborhood association, his feelings on this are simply not representative of what the vast majority of the people surrounding this building think. He's sought to put pretty ridiculous requirements that no business would want to abide by. He said if I take pictures of trash on your lot, that you need to surrender your business license for 30 days. There's not even a way for the city to comply with what he's asking for. We're just simply not set up to do that. On his requests that are more reasonable, Seven Brew has, after meeting with him and meeting with me, have done their best to comply with those more reasonable requests. But ultimately, this just should not be allowed to continue to be a shell of a building that's becoming just blight when there's someone who wants to do something useful with it that is also going to generate revenue and ultimately beautify the area there. As far as the concerns that there's a drive-through, there's drive-throughs everywhere right on that stretch. There's a McDonald's, there's a Taco Bell, there's a Steak and Shake, there's a chicken place, there's a Starbucks. So I mean, this place is rife with drive-throughs. So I don't think that it should be a large concern here for the board. And I'm very supportive of this project. I looked at the other location in the city to kind of see what the culture of the company was, and I think ultimately that they'll be a good corporate neighbor, and it seems like they keep a clean lot and run a pretty tight ship. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions that the board may have.
Any questions, board members? Jim.
Thank you, Anthony, and thank you, Alderman Narayan, for joining us today. A couple of things that are under the use variance bullet points. There's no fence at the back or no barrier between the back of the property and the house that's right behind there. Are you a little concerned about that?
No more concerned than I was when Taco Bell was there. Excuse me, Jack in the Box was there, and Jack in the Box had late night drive-through hours in a way that Seven Brew simply won't. Additionally, Seven Brew in conversation has offered to landscape that area to make a softer barrier there.
Okay, and yeah, I'll probably bring that up again when other representatives from Seven Brew are on. And the fact that it's so close to a Starbucks, which basically has the same has the same business model.
I'm a pretty big proponent that competition is a good thing.
Okay.
Mr. Dallas, I would like to add about the fence.
Yes.
On the proposed site plan, they show a fence that is to remain. So there may be one there already.
Okay. All right. I assume we're going to hear from an architect. I may hold off on that line of questioning. I'll bring that up again. Thank you very much. Thank you, Alderman Narayan.
Thank you.
Any other board members have any questions? Thanks, Alderman.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal? Mr. Evans, let's get you sworn in.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Yes, sir. My name is Brian Evans. I represent Brew Crew, LLC, 3538 North Highway 112, Suite 1, Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Proceed.
Okay, thank you for your time. I'm just going to address a couple of points that I've heard. We do have our architect on the phone. If there were some questions more geared towards the building materials and design, but site layout wise, our group is the largest franchisee in the Seven Brew system. We currently have open 154 locations in 14 states, and we're working on another 80 plus stores right now to open in the next year. So we've become pretty good experts at, especially our business. We are a dual drive-through model. So as you enter a site, you can pick 2 drive-through lanes. The geometry of this site really lends itself to have our building parallel with the street instead of perpendicular. That would allow us to get sufficient vehicles on the site to queue and make sure that we're not backing up into any public right-of-ways. The other thing we've done on the design of the site is the drive-through activity is actually adjacent to Hampton Avenue, on the other side of the building from the residential. So we feel very confident in the access and the layout of the site. There is an existing wood fence that's probably along 80% of the rear property line that separates us from the residential. I looked at it a little bit this week. It's in a pretty dilapidated state, so we would propose to just tear it down and rebuild it with a fence similar to what Starbucks did on the lot up the street. It's a vinyl fence, probably looks a little bit better, a little bit taller. We do have the opportunity on the north side of the site to extend it a little bit further. It stops a little bit short right now. We can extend it a little bit further. On the south side, we can extend it some. We can't take it all the way to the property line because of the way that the driveway accesses the site, but we're more than happy to replace that fence with something that's going to look a little bit better. And then I will just touch on the Starbucks business model. We definitely are not afraid of the competition. I would say that our business model is a little different than Starbucks. We are drive-through only. So you don't have the opportunity to go inside a Seven Brew and sit down like you do at a Starbucks. We also do not have a food component with our business. We are drinks only. So although we both have coffee in our names, our businesses are a little bit different. And with that, I would take any questions that any members may have.
Board members, any questions? Chip.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Mr. Evans. So the 8 parking spaces, what would be the primary uses of 8 parking spaces?
So those are employee parking spaces. We typically will have 4 to 6 employees on a shift. So we try to get 8 to 10 spaces for shift turnover.
Okay. And either Mary or Andy, is rebuilding that fence, is that an allowable condition we could consider in our deliberations?
Yes, I think that's completely appropriate if you decide that you want to put that as a condition.
Okay. Is anybody, the drive-through menu boards has not come up at all in the electronic message centers. Is this a concern, Andy, based on the location of those menu boards and messaging centers compared to where the houses are? I haven't heard anything about those items.
That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure the intent of the zoning regulation for that. The regulations do say that while electronic message centers are not permitted, like the typical drive-through is just like a printed out menu that's behind some glass and it has an incorporated speaker. It specifies that the speaker has to be within the same structure. And I think typically, with modern drive-through setups, the speakers are before or after, it kind of depends. So I think setting up multiple locations to accommodate the electronic message center is what the goal of the proposal is. I don't know how it relates to the residential lot.
Mr. Evans, is the orders usually taken by a person or by a loudspeaker?
Yeah, so let me address that. So we don't have what you would see in a traditional drive-through business. We don't have a menu with a speaker box that you pull up to. When you come in the drive-through, you're going to be greeted by one of our employees at your vehicle. They are going to have an iPad. They're going to take your order right there. It's going to go directly into the stand. You'll pull forward under the canopy, and then the second employee will bring your drink out to you. We do have 2 static, they're digital monitors where we typically will put either a barcode up that you can scan to see the menu, or we may have a menu on it. They are static. They would be on the Hampton Avenue side of the business, separated from the residential by the stand.
Okay, thank you.
Jim, there are standard conditions for electronic message centers.
Anthony, should we read those?
Yes.
Yes, we should. But just a second, Andy. Deneen, you had a question.
Yes, Mr. Evans, how long will this construction project take? And then also, I wanted to know what the hours of operation would be.
Sure. We're actually very quick. We use a prefabricated building, so it is actually built off-site and trucked to the site. So as long as we've got pretty good weather, once the building is demolished, it takes us about 8 weeks of construction.
Wow. Okay.
Once we get the CO, we'll train for about 3 weeks, and then we'll open to the public. So from groundbreaking to grand opening is usually 12 weeks total, but 8 weeks of construction. We are open 7 days a week. We open at 5:30 a.m. every day. Sunday through Thursday night, we close at 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday night, we stay open an extra hour to 11 p.m.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, Andy, can you go ahead with the standard conditions?
Yeah, I'll start off with the standard conditions for drive-throughs, and then I'll read the electronic message center signs. Standard conditions for a drive-through. Hours of operation from drive-through shall be from stated AM to PM. The petitioner shall provide a refuse container on the exterior of the premises for use by the customers. If any other container is needed due to the level of business, it shall also be provided. Number 3, the petitioner shall empty said refuse container on a daily basis or more frequently, if needed, to minimize refuse being strewn into adjoining neighborhood. Number 4, employees shall collect on-site and off-site litter, including food wrappers, containers, and packaging from restaurant products generated by customers within a stated radius of however many 100 feet of the property at least once per business day. Number 5, the facility shall not have cord or rope type LED lighting surrounding or framing its windows or doors. Number 6, the premises shall not be issued a public nuisance notice pursuant to Ordinance 68535 or its successor ordinances. And number 7 is provisional for landscaping and screening requirements. So that's where you could put the fence or any additional landscaping. Electronic message center sign standard conditions. Number
Hold
1.
on just a second,
Sure.
Andy. Mr. Evans, do you have any issues or questions regarding the standard conditions for drive-throughs?
Yes, sir. I do have two. Obviously, obviously we keep our sites clean. Off-site, I'm curious as to what kind of radius we would be looking at. We do have multiple other businesses around us, so we definitely don't want to be picking up garbage in someone else's business lot. So I am curious as to what kind of restriction we're thinking about there. We're more than happy to, along the sidewalks and right-of-ways adjacent to our parcel, pick up trash. Just don't want to get kind of out into other businesses and be responsible for their refuge. And then on the rope lighting, we do use a LED band. It's not around the windows or doors. It is on our awnings and at the top of the roof. So would that be considered part of that restriction?
Mary?
So typically the rope lighting means any kind of lighting that outlines the windows and the doorways. I don't think that was considered at the one that went in on Chippewa, at Chippewa and Kings Highway there, or a little bit past Chippewa actually. It would essentially be up to the board if you wanted to include that or not.
Okay, Joe, you're talking, but you're muted.
Does it come off looking like neon, or
No.
is that what you're trying to replace there?
It's an LED light that it does look like neon, yes, sir.
It's a continuous line, not individual.
It is a continuous light, yes, sir.
Okay.
I've seen the one up on Chippewa, Joe. It's looks very nice. You know, there's not like you see the rope lights around the windows where you see those individual lights. This adds to the atmosphere, the ambience of the company itself, the blue lights.
We do typically do it on all 4 sides of the building. We are willing to not install it on the side of the building that faces the residential neighborhood.
Mr. Evans, does that feature, is it animated in any way? Like, does it flash or blink or anything like that?
No, ma'am, it doesn't flash, doesn't blink. It's just a continuous blue light, and it's basically part of our branding for the business model.
Thank you.
Andy, could you please read the other condition that he was concerned about? Could you please reread it?
For the drive-through restaurant, the condition for picking up trash within a stated radius of the property at least once per business day. I think here in the meeting we can decide what that radius is, or whether or not it crosses street boundaries, because Hampton's a pretty busy street.
Okay.
Okay, Andy, can you go ahead and
The conditions for electronic message center signs.
yes.
Number 1, no sign shall be illuminated that it interferes with the effectiveness of an official traffic signal or signal device. Number 2, Any flashing, blinking, fading, scrolling, fluctuating, or animation is prohibited. Number 3, such signs shall display static images for a period of at least stated minutes or seconds before transitioning to another static image. Sign shall only be illuminated between stated hours. Such signs shall come equipped with automatic dimming technology, which automatically adjusts the sign's brightness based on ambient light levels. No such sign shall exceed 0.3 foot candles above ambient light as measured using a foot candle meter at present distance based on sign size. No such sign shall emit any odor, noise, amplified sound or music, radio frequencies, or visible matter other than light. All existing temporary signage on the premises must be removed, and all existing signage on the property must have appropriate permits from the City of St. Louis.
Mr. Evans, do you have any issues with any of those standard conditions?
No, sir.
Okay. Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal?
One question before the testimony period ends. Do we want to establish what the hours of illumination for that sign would be?
We would do that in deliberations.
Okay.
Mr. Coleman, you are muted.
I would like to testify.
Okay.
Briefly.
In favor of the appeal?
In favor to neutral, yes.
Okay. Let's get you sworn in.
There's your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, if you could state your name and mailing address for the record.
Sure. Ron Coleman, Neighborhood Improvement Specialist for the City of St. Louis, 1520 Market Street, Suite 4000, 63101, I believe.
Okay, proceed.
Thank you. I did, as Mr. Barnes and Mr. Sweeney and Alderman Narayan stated, I did meet with the Neighborhood Association, several board members on site at the last, in 2003. They did have concerns about litter, debris, yard waste, weeds, and they did ask for the voluntary removal of the business license, which obviously we have no way of enforcing. But I wanted to point out that we do have other mechanisms to deal with that if it is an issue through forestry citations or building division citations. So I'm not too concerned about that. Also, I live near the St. Louis Hills location on Chippewa, and it's very busy and everyone loves it. No issues there. It's been a great addition since the old car wash is gone. Also, even back when in 2003, when I was meeting with the neighborhood president and another board member on site, they never requested that Seven Brew or Mr. Barnes meet the neighborhood at the neighborhood association meeting. That was never part of the expectation from the board that I understood. I think the privacy fence would be a good idea, just to limit the lighting and any ambient noise, which shouldn't be much anyway. So I appreciate that effort. But finally, I just would like to say the project, in my opinion, needs to happen. We've had 3 years of a vacant property unnecessarily, and here we are back with the same business, and we've lost 3 years of jobs and 3 years of tax revenue. So that is my statement, and if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Any board members have any questions?
You said 2003, you really meant 2023, right?
Yes, I did. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't think the owners were probably even born back then. I don't know. Thank you.
Thanks, Deneen. Any other board members have any questions? Thanks, Ron.
Yes.
Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal? Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Mr. Bose.
Hello?
Yes. Let's get you sworn in.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
My name's Richard Bose, BOSC, and my address is 5825 De Giverville, St. Louis 63112.
Proceed.
All right, thanks for listening. I'm speaking out in opposition because I just don't think we should build like this in our city anymore. Hampton is already riddled with a lot of drive-throughs and parking lots. And, you know, this is yet another business designed to attract cars. If you look at the Google satellite image, you already see over half a dozen cars in line at the Starbucks. So, yeah, another business designed to attract cars means more light, air, noise, fine particulate pollution that all the residents nearby will have to be exposed to every day. And for this business to be success means all the people around it have to be exposed to all that pollution. Also, of course, with more cars comes the public safety hazard that comes with them, more wrecks, crime, etc. I don't know, maybe this is the wrong venue to advocate for this. I'm hopeful that the zoning update could perhaps address building like this, but you know, we're in another war for oil. It's spiking again. It's been 50 years since the oil embargo to build in a different way. And I don't know, maybe we'll learn our lesson this time, but building around cars is not good for our neighborhoods, our city, or our society. So I would urge opposing this. It doesn't sound like it sounds like it might get through, but I feel like I need to speak out. It's just, we can't keep building like this. Thank you.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you. Is there anyone else here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits, certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, city journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, memo from planning and urban design, letter of support from Alderman Brett Narayan, a letter of opposition with photos from Stephen Bassinger, President, Chettenham Neighborhood Association, and a copy of consolidation. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Drea, will you please read appeal number 12007?
Appeal number 12007, 2317 Park Avenue.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Good afternoon, board members. My name is Andy Powers, zoning plan examiner for the city of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to construct a garage per plans at 2317 Park Avenue. I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the said property, a letter of support from the Lafayette Square Preservation Committee, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the St. Louis City zoning ordinance. Basis of denial of Dennis Sharp of Coach House Garages concerning the building commissioner's refusal to issue a building permit authorizing the petitioner to construct a garage per plans at 2317 Park Avenue, located in City Block 2265.00. The present zoning for this address is Zone B, 2-family dwelling district. The intent of the applicable zoning provisions are to fix reasonable standards to which buildings and structures shall conform. The applicable zoning code provisions are 26.24020A, which refers back to 26.20.020E, use regulations. Point E, accessory structures and uses customarily incidental to any of the above uses, except that if the accessory structure is a garage, it shall be a private garage that is located not less than 60 feet from the front lot line, nor less than 4 feet from any side lot line, nor exceeding 12 feet in height, nor more than 5 feet from the rear lot line, nor less than 10 feet from the rear of the dwelling and the wall of the accessory structure closest to the dwelling. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. In summary, the applicant is applying for a building permit to construct a new private garage that is greater than 5 feet from a rear property line. The proposed garage location sets the garage to the side of the main building as opposed to the rear, which is typical. An area variance is required for not meeting site requirements. For further context about the site, I will summarize the findings and suggestions from a letter of support from the Lafayette Square Preservation Committee. The Lafayette Square Preservation Committee has reviewed the site plans for the garage located at 2317 Park Avenue. They state that the parcel is large and irregularly shaped, with alley access along the side rather than the rear. This differs from the typical lot configuration within the district. The placement of the garage under normal circumstances is not feasible due to significant physical limitations, including the presence of utility poles, extending guide wires, and existing water and sewer lines. 2 alternative locations were previously explored, but each was determined to be impractical due to the aforementioned reasons. The garage will not compromise the historic character or integrity of the Lafayette Square district. However, the committee states that their preference is a flat roof garage to better align with the context of the streetscape. A letter from the alderman, Jamie Cox Antwi, also echoes this support and matches the preference of a flat design for the roof. The Planning and Urban Design Agency evaluated this case. They state that the plan falls within the Lafayette Square neighborhood plan. However, there is no specific recommendations regarding personal garages. It's within a medium intensity neighborhood. Parking is discouraged in front and to the side of buildings. The granting of a variance would be in keeping with the designation's intent to support primarily residential area and keep parking toward the rear of parcels. Planning staff finds that the request of appeal 12007 is in keeping with the city's comprehensive plan. And that is it.
Any board members have any questions? Okay, let's hear from the appellant. Jim.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Please raise your right hand, sir. You have your left, sir.
Oh, I think it's mirrored. This is my left hand. That's my right hand.
I see. My apologies.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
My name is James Gow, Jim on there. The mailing address is the same as the property. It's 2317 Park Avenue and 63104.
Proceed.
So I think Andy kind of covered it all. I did submit a PowerPoint presentation with a lot of pictures of the properties, of the layout of the property. The biggest concern is, we put it behind the house, but there's no alley behind the house. So a garage without vehicle access doesn't make a lot of sense in that area. And there's sewer lines there. So the proposed site that we have is on the side of the house, as close to the back line of the house that we can make it, without starting to run into some large pine trees, as well as the grading along the side alley fence line becomes much steeper as you approach the back of the property where the zoning ordinances would have us put it. So yeah, we're just trying to put it comply completely with the Lafayette Square ordinance. We have support from the community, the community preservation board. We have support from the alderwoman who just mirrored basically their findings. The Lafayette Square ordinance, as far as the flat roof request, the ordinance does allow for one of two roof forms. It's a gabled roof with a ridge peak no higher than 17 feet, which that's what our plan is, or a low sloped flat roof, which they would prefer. But I've got my builder on the line. I'm not sure if there are any kind of construction concerns versus the gabled roof, the pitched roof versus the flat roof. The company that we've hired does what's called an Amish build. So they will build all of the pieces off site and then bring them in after the foundation is poured, and then assemble it on the property, which limits the disruption from any construction. It shortens that construction time basically on property. So it's going to be brick all around. If you look at the pictures in the PowerPoint, if you've got access to that, you can see some surrounding houses have vinyl sided pitched roof garages directly across from where our proposed location is, as well as there's a large apartment building behind us that's sided, and that's the parking lot that prevents us the rear access. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
Board members, Jim.
Thank you, Mr. Gow. So did the neighborhood see the drawings before they made the statement about they prefer a flat roof? I'm just trying to figure out the timing and the inconsistency here.
Yeah, so they did. So the process we went through, we submitted the applications to Cultural Resources. Bob Bettis from Cultural Resources actually met in person with the neighborhood association on our behalf, explained to them that, per the ordinance, he couldn't require us to do the flat roof, but he did mention that was part of their preference. And then they put it in writing in the letter to you guys.
So they saw the drawings with the peaked roof, and instead still wrote the letter saying they prefer a flat roof.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
And I believe in their letter they state that they wanted it to keep, I can't remember their exact wording, but it was something like keep the architectural integrity of the neighborhood. But like I said, there's sided pitched roof garages no less than 30 feet from our proposed garage. So, and if you look at views from the street, there's a relatively large setback to even get to a privacy fence that then the garage would be behind. So I think the actual visibility from the main Park Avenue would be limited.
Yeah, it's quite a ways down the alley. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other board members have any questions? Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal?
I did mention I have my builder, but if you don't have any questions for him,
We may if he's here.
yeah, it's Dennis. Dennis, are you there? Oh, you might not have.
Dennis, if you're on the phone, it's *6 to unmute.
I'm here. Yes, I'm here
Okay.
online.
Mr. Sharp, let's get you sworn in.
Mr. Sharp, this is the court reporter. It looks like you are on the phone. Can you please verbally confirm that your right hand is raised?
It is raised.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Dennis Sharp, 929 Southard, South Roxana, Illinois, 62087.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to add to this testimony?
No, I think it's spelled out pretty clearly why we, had to move the garage where we moved it because of all the constraints.
Okay.
Would there be a cost increase to go to the flat roof?
Yeah, I'm actually doing a flat roof style up on 57 Waterman. We've proven over time that these actually it's a monoslope roof. It's not flat. We use a monoslope truss and then build the parapet up. The problem with those builds that we've proven over time is they have a tendency to leak. In order to do a monoslope, you have to use either a rubber membrane roof or you would have to use a metal corrugated G-style roof. And then flashing at the parapet regions, you're just asking for trouble, especially in the Midwest where we have a lot of ice, snow, and buildup. And what happens is when ice and snow builds up against the parapet, when it starts to thaw, it actually draws back, tries to find any crevice or creek that it can find. So over time, you could experience some leaking possibly just due to hot, cold movement, ice, water, and it's all built up inside the dam of the parapet.
Do you have any other questions, Joe?
No.
Any other board members have any questions? Okay, Dennis. So my question is monoslope. What I see in our exhibits are actually a gable roof.
That's a gable roof, 412. Yeah, 412 roof slope.
Okay. So you mentioned monoslope, but that's not what we have before us.
No, I was explaining that a monoslope, in order to do what they call the flat roof,
Or to
it's
do it
actually a
so
mono.
I got you. You're explaining about a flat roof slope versus
Yeah, the
what's
components
before
of
us.
the right, and that would be like a 212 slope because you'd be starting at the back and sloping to the front. So if you're going over 28 feet, a 412 would be huge. So generally those slopes are like a 212, which are generally pretty flat, and you can't shingle anything less than a 412 roof slope. So now you're forced to go to rubber membrane, EDP, or a corrugated metal roof.
Yeah, so typically on a flat roof, you'd be a 1/4 inch per foot versus a 212. Um, and uh, and quite honestly, I understand what the neighborhood association is asking for because it substantially changes the design versus this roof as presented. And so yes, you would have to go with a single ply membrane
Yes.
roof in lieu of shingles. How does that affect your cost?
Well, the cost of the monoslope is increased somewhat significantly because now I have to build a parapet and the truss system, and then I have to put a material on the inside of that parapet, and then I have to get a coping cap to go over the parapet. So you have all these significant entities that have to be overlapped and made sure that you don't have any cracks or crevices or whatever. So you can imagine I've got the metal roof, which I don't know if historical would even allow a metal roof there.
No,
Now
I
you're
I,
in
th- I think
brain.
I think what you'd be doing, Dennis, is a single ply membrane roof again on
Yeah.
on a 1/4 inch per foot slope. This would not be a
Yes.
metal roof, and you would have parapets on likely 3 sides with
Correct.
one side open for a gutter system.
Correct.
Hold it, guys. My question was asking if it was more expensive. I wasn't looking for a discussion about different types of roofs. All I wanted to know was if there was a substantial increase in the cost to go to the flat roof. And
Yes, there would be,
obviously,
and I was just trying to explain why.
you don't need
Yeah,
to explain
I
why. You
actually
just have to say it costs more.
I
That's all
actually
I'm
had
looking
a
for.
so I'm sorry,
Everybody, guys, one at a
Joe. I
time.
actually had additional questions regarding this roof because I was trying to get some understanding of the cost associated with uh, trusses versus and I think the cost will probably come out in the wash, but I was trying to get testimony from Mr. Sharp as it relates to that
If
before
it
we
helps,
deliberate.
sorry. If it helps, our current contract
I'm
is
I'm sorry, James, but we can only do testimony. I can come back to you afterwards.
that's okay.
Anything else to add, Dennis?
No, I was just addressing the cost issue and why it would be more expensive.
Okay. And I know this is putting you on the spot, but could you take a guess at what?
Yeah, I could. The truss design would be. It's probably about $3,000 to $4,000 more.
Okay.
Now, I'm sorry, more than that, because I got a bid from the coping guy for $5,000 to do a similar garage. The trusses. You're probably looking at $7,000 more.
Okay. Any other board members have any questions? Thank you, Dennis.
Yes, you're welcome.
Jim, would you like to add something?
It's not really that important. I was just going to say that the total cost of our contract right now is $107,000 for this garage. So any increase is starting to get a little rough.
Um, $107,000. I'm sorry. So I'm going to ask what that cost entails.
All the bricks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dennis. That
I'm
question.
sorry. I got it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So because this is located on the side yard, we had to make it brick on all four sides rather than any kind of concrete paneling or siding. And so that the brick cost significantly increased the price, as well as just, general excavation and the regular construction costs.
Okay. All right. Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal? Deneen, you have a question.
Yes, sir. My question was concerning the construction. It said in the attachment that it's brick veneer. How thick is that structure if it's brick veneer? How much brick is that?
Well, is that my question for me?
It's one width of brick, Deneen. That would be the brick is 3 5/8 inch.
Yeah, but if it's brick, okay. So the reason I'm asking in my mind, when I'm thinking about a brick structure, I'm thinking about, maybe a foot thick in brick. But you're talking about veneer, so I'm thinking about, like, why would it cost that much money? But that's probably just my own mind going.
Yeah.
But seems a lot.
So I would agree with that. And yes, brick veneer is one weight of brick on frame. But yes. Any other board members have any questions? Jim?
Yeah, I was just to answer part of her question as well, and the general, it seems like, questions regarding the cost. This was the lowest bid that we got for this build by about half. So, other companies were much, much higher.
Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Okay, hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits, certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn Maps, memo from Planning and Urban Design, letter of support from Alderwoman Jamie Cox Antwi, description of project with photos submitted by petitioner, and a letter of support from Lafayette Square Neighborhood Association. With that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. That concludes our testimonial portion of the hearing. We will now go into our deliberations. Thank you, Laura, for your service.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Board, 5-minute recess, or shall we continue?
5 minutes, please.
Sounds good. It's 3:32. We will come back at 3:37. Okay. Board members, we ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Appeal number 20622, 3116 Ivanhoe Avenue.
I want to see him go back and talk to I personally want to see him talk to the neighborhood and the alder person. Or one or the other, or at least talk to the neighborhood, because you're putting a garage in there. It wasn't, I know there's a repair store for little motorcycles down the street, but now you're going to be putting cars in there. You're going to be doing the repairs. I would just rather, that's just my proposal.
So, Mel, are you making a motion then to?
Yes, thank you for the motion. That's my motion. I just want to see him go.
But
To go back and talk to either the alder person and or the neighborhood organization.
Okay, and for how long?
Up to 90 days or whatever it's taken for right now, but up to 90 days or whatever it's going to take to get back on the agenda.
Okay, thank you.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion made by Mel, seconded by Joe. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the business. I just want to neighbor to have a chance to say something about it. That's all.
Got it, Mel. Appeal number 20623, 6017 South Broadway.
He's been there a long time.
I have most beautiful light fixtures on my third floor that I bought from him years ago.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Joe, seconded by Mel. All of those in favor?
Do you all want to
Mr.
put the
Robinson?
conditions in that they had from the conditional use?
Yeah, sorry, was that with conditions?
The condition I wanted was the hourly rates or the hours that it was open, including the Saturday from 8 to 5 or 9 to 4, whatever it was.
I think what Sandy's asking is, would you guys like to consider the other conditions that were on there from the
that were
use? Yeah.
Yeah, would you like to add the conditions that are on the original property to this?
Oh yeah, he's lived underneath those. You probably have no problem with any of those.
Except for the one that says, was there one about no outside storage, Sandy? Or was that just not on the permit?
Said it needed to be moved inside, but I don't think it's possible for them to move them inside.
The way that I heard that condition was if he put a sign out in the street or on the sidewalk, you'd have to have that in and inside. There's no way that could mean that all the materials he has in the back of the yard has to be brought in every night.
No, it's just the right of way.
Yeah, just the right of way is what I'm thinking that really meant.
Okay.
Because those guys had those little billboard triangle signs that set out there. I think that's what they were concerned about. At least that's the way I interpreted that condition, because there's no way you could have
As it's written.
what his business is and cart all the stuff inside every night. This didn't make any sense.
Do you want to amend that to say to take off shall be removed each day when the store is closed?
Yeah, any signs on the outside that have been permitted need to be inside after closing or at closing time.
So merchandise displayed outside the store shall not be in the public right of way. And leave it at that.
Correct.
Mel, you okay with that amendment?
Yes,
There's
absolutely.
a second? Okay.
Yep.
Motion made by Joe, seconded by Mel. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Findings, Joe?
It'll be an asset.
Whoa, look at this.
Oh,
Well, it's rare
I know.
Okay.
for the other two board
Been an
members.
asset to the architectural community for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jim, this is just a rare thing to hear Joe say asset. It's always
He almost always says not a detriment. So if we get an asset, it's a really special day.
I have a limit of 5 a year. So
Oh, man. Okay. Appeal number 12005, 1232 Hampton Avenue.
I don't have a problem with this. I live by the one they have on Chippewa. It's very nice. It's very clean. They keep the property nice. The lights are not a problem. The LED lighting is, I don't know how to describe it. It's not the rope lighting like you used to see. It's just architectural type lighting, if that makes any sense to you.
As I recall, it's just like a single line. It stays lit
Yes.
all the time. I'm thinking of the one on Chippewa.
Yeah.
Because my gym is right behind there, so I'm there 5 days a week. I see that 7 brew all the time. It stays on solid, and it actually looks like a feature of the awning.
Yeah, it is. It's just incorporated into it. Like I said, I've seen, I was all in favor of the one that went in where the car wash is now. I'm in favor of this one going in here. I think they're going to do a good job. I think they're going to watch the traffic. Only condition I would like to make sure is when we say they have to pick up the trash on their property, maybe the sidewalks around it. I don't want to see them have to go over to Starbucks or go out onto Hampton Avenue or something like that. It's just their property and the surrounding sidewalk.
no, I'd like to see him patrol the space behind him,
well,
east of the fence. Isn't there an alley there or something of that nature?
There is an alley, and that's why I really want them to commit to rebuilding that fence.
Well, that might actually is let them rebuild that fence. If you look over at Starbucks, they have that plastic or vinyl or whatever the product is that they built PVC. Some fence similar to that. I mean, if Starbucks got, they're going to be no closer to the residents than Starbucks is. So I think the same type of fence would work there.
I agree. So we've modified that one condition to say the property that they have and the sidewalk.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I also have the alley. Did I get that right? That you want the adjacent alley and sidewalk?
We had the discussion about having a 6-foot or whatever fence on the back, and if that's back there, you're not going to get that much or any, I would think, flown off the site.
Okay, so scrap alley. Okay.
Here's my problem is you've got Starbucks, then you got 7 Brew. There's another restaurant past that. I forget what it is.
There's a Taco Bell on the other side of the office building.
There's a Steak and Shake on the same intersection.
So the point being is I don't want to have them, clean up their property, but I don't, even if it's trash from their place that's on their parking lot, they're going to have to pick it up. Just as if Steak and Shake is going to have to pick up anything on their lot. But I don't want to have to see them out on Hampton Avenue or someplace else picking up trash from a block away.
I agree with that.
I just don't think that's fair.
What I have a problem with is the message board.
Those
we
are
have
small
already
messages.
turned down Well, the Carpenters, I think, and we also turned down either Red Cross or United Way further down in the past. And if you imagine that this one gets a message board, you can see one at Taco Bell, McDonald's, the gas station, the
All right, did I
chicken
misunderstand?
place,
Did I
Steak and
misunderstand?
Shake. You're
I
going to have
misunderstood this.
nothing but menu boards.
Okay, so Joe, I misunderstood the message board. My understanding the message board was just their menu right there as you drove up.
Yeah. So just so you guys are aware, those standard conditions for electronic message center signs were not really put together to address the ordering boards for fast food restaurants. Those were put together whenever the city was under a moratorium for no more electronic message center billboard sign.
This isn't a billboard.
Yeah.
That's why I'm pointing this out, Mel, is
I
because
know that's
I feel like it's become difficult because you're taking some standard conditions that were designed for one kind of sign and trying to apply them to something else.
right, and that's why
Explain there.
and that's why I was trying to tell Joe. This isn't a message board like we've seen with the Carpenters. This is their menu board.
Okay. I didn't catch that.
If I'm correct.
Yeah, this is not like a roof sign like what the Carpenters proposed was a roof sign on top of their
45 feet.
building that was actually, it was a billboard and they intended it to use it like a billboard. This is the sign like almost all the fast food places have them now. So this is just a sign you drive up to and you order.
Well,
Here,
I would say that it's not a message sign like we have done. The only one I remember on Hampton is at the Dairy Queen down past, down by the high school.
No.
Yeah, that wasn't a food ordering sign either. That was a sign that was up on a pole.
Right. That's what I was afraid this was, Mary.
No, it's not. That's what I wanted to make sure you guys understood. This is a message board where you order at. This is not a sign that's going to look like a television on the side of the building or anything like that.
Okay. That's what I was trying to avoid. So there you go.
Yeah. All right. We're all on the same page.
Finally.
That's my proposal.
Okay. So
Well,
what I have right now is I have a motion and it has a condition about policing their property and the adjacent sidewalks for trash. And then a condition in reference to rebuilding the fence along the alley. Do I
Right.
have everything?
And the hours hours I had were 5:30 to 10 Monday through Friday.
It was Monday through Thursday.
I think they said it was 5:30. I know Saturday, Sunday, Friday and Saturday. I think they stayed till 11. The other days were till 10, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
I'll second.
I have a question. Was there something that we one of the conditions about that rope light, did we kind of
No, we addressed that.
because their branding has that rope light.
It's not a rope light, it's an LED.
That's
It's
what I'm
not-
talking about.
That's what we addressed that.
We're not adding that as a condition.
Good. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. I said if you get a chance, there's one down Hampton and Chippewa, or not Hampton, Chippewa, Watson, Chippewa. You go by there, you'll see it's very well done. They just
Yeah,
put
I
another
know.
one out on Manchester.
I'm
And,
aware.
I think it's a good thing. So that's it.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor made by Mel and seconded by Joe. Wait, Andy?
Are we moving forward with the standard conditions for drive-through restaurants and not the standard conditions for the electronic message center sign?
That is correct.
Very good.
Again, motion made by Mel, seconded by Joe with conditions as noted. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Anthony, do I have to say that the standard conditions for the restaurant, the drive-through restaurant, do we have to, Mary, do I have to specifically say that?
I think I said with all conditions
Okay.
as
Okay.
noted.
All right. Thank you. So that's
Yeah.
an aye for me.
We got it.
All of those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Findings, Mel?
It's not going to be a detriment.
Thank
Joe,
you.
I can't give you the yes. We'll just do one. Detriment is conditioned.
There will be another opportunity. It's okay.
All right. And finally, appeal number 12007, 2317 Park Avenue.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
I have an issue with that. The neighborhood association would like to see a flat roof. And
My response to that, Anthony, is it's so far back on the lot. There's a fence in front of it up on the front of the lot. You're never going to see it.
you would not see it if it were a flat roof, but as a pitched roof, I guarantee you will catch the triangular shape of it. And I think the goal is to not see that. That's actually what you will end up seeing.
But 30 feet away, there's another one that's not compliant either.
So
and diagonally across, there's an apartment building that doesn't comply either to those standards.
So I agree with that. Not knowing when those were done, and it's quite possible that they were done prior to the historic requirements. I think the neighborhood association, I don't think we should go against that. Secondly, I don't think testimony and Deneen kind of alluded to that, and I was thinking the same thing. The reality is with the gable roof, if you take the triangular pieces of the gable on the front and back and you utilize those as parapets, you're not going to end up with any additional brickwork. The only thing that really changes is that you've got metal coping going around, but when you do your metal coping, what you don't end up having are the soffits and fascia that you would have if this were a gable roof. So you're eliminating something and adding something that's kind of a wash. So then it comes down to, well, which is more expensive, the asphalt roof, shingle roof or composite roof, or flat roof, be it torch down or TPO. Torch down's going to be about a wash with composite shingles. TPO is going to be more expensive, but it's not going to be $7,000 more. So the price that he quoted is inaccurate. And I've built well over a dozen garages, probably close to 20, and that's just not accurate. So why would we be approving this when the cost difference is negligible and the committee neighborhood association would like to see a flat roof? Why would we do that?
Chairman, in the letter that was written by the Preservation Committee, that second sentence in that letter says, after careful consideration, the committee finds that the requested variance is justified due to the unique site constraints presented, including, and then they go on. I was a little concerned by the price, but then at the same time, I'm thinking, well, if the preservation committee is okay considering, you know, the site and all that, and then if somebody is going to pay this kind of money for that, what, you know, I don't, and I am new kid on the block here, but if
So I
they
don't think,
pay for it,
yeah, so Deneen, the site, how it's cited, I don't think is an issue. I think the issue here is that the neighborhood association would like to see a flat roof parapet that is more in keeping with the original garages that were built in the square versus this garage. That's really where I think the issue is. It's not with the siding that I think they are okay with that. Their letter says they're okay with that. But they also are asking that it have a flat roof, which means parapets, and I know exactly what they're looking for. Obviously, I'm also a commissioner on the Historic Preservation Board, so I know what they're looking for, and I know that this is not it. Not the siding, only that it be changed to a flat roof. And so while I'm talking about that, I can tell you that based on the 24 or 28 inch or 28 foot width, depending on how they're doing that, I-joists are going to be cheaper than trusses will be. So actually, you'll have less expense in the roof framing with I-joists, so that you've got a flat roof and you can pitch them, than you would with trusses. So by the time all of this is said and done, you're not going to be more expensive. So if the argument is that, you know, we've added 5 or 10% to the cost, that's not accurate.
While we were sitting here, I drove down through Google Maps up and down various alleys behind there, and there's a mixture of flat roofs and peaked roofs, if I'm using the right term. Almost all those garages I saw were vinyl. So in my mind, I was willing to make the exception for to not require a flat roof, because this is going to be a brick garage. Should look a lot better than vinyl garages that you have up and down the alleys behind there. So that's why I was willing to go with what the resident is asking to build.
So those would have been approved prior to the historic district designation, or they are not able to be seen from the street. But even with that, as I recall, in the square, you still have to use some type of hardy board siding or something. So if it's vinyl, it would not have been approved at some point in time. So I don't think we should make a precedent of approving something that the neighborhood association doesn't really want, because you've seen something that is not in compliance. I don't think we should. I think we go down a slippery slope. I mean, that's like saying a gas station that's not in compliance that we did not approve, and so now someone's arguing, well, they're not in compliance, so you should approve us while we're not in compliance. I don't think we should be doing that. That being said, Joe has a motion on the floor to approve. And who seconded that?
I did.
Jim?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Motion made by Joe to approve as presented, seconded by Jim. All of those in favor?
Aye.
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 All of those opposed? Aye. Motion carries. Findings.
Not be a detriment as condition.
What were the condition again?
I guess there really aren't any conditions.
There were none.
Okay, I was hoping I didn't miss something. Okay.
No conditions.
Okay, so do I have this right? The motion was made by Mr. Kutzing, seconded by Mr. Dallas, and it was a unanimous vote?
It was not.
No.
It was not. Was the vote 4-1 and Mr. Robinson opposed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Anthony?
Yeah.
Now that we're done with this, would you give me a call? I have a conversation I'd like to have with you, not regarding anything on Board of Adjustment. It's a project I'd like to talk to you about.
Okay, sure. Meeting minutes.
I didn't see anything wrong from what I saw. I didn't see anything wrong with what I saw. But
Are you making a motion?
okay.
Thank you.
I'll second Mel's motion.
Thank you.
Motion made by Mel, seconded by Joe. All of those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Meeting minutes are accepted.
Anything else? Anything else, Mary?
New business, Mary?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We don't have a meeting next week. Next week, the consultants are in town all the week long for the rewrite on the zoning code. So that's where most of the staff will be. For those of you that have been on the board for a long time and have known my quest to get a garage, after this very insightful discussion today, I think I will just give up on a garage because their garage costs more than my building cost in 1999. So
I am baffled.
My street
I'm
parking.
baffled at the number he said.
Yeah, the numbers
There's
are
absolutely
crazy.
no way that it should cost
There's
that much.
no way that garage should cost $100,000. I've never built $100,000 garage, Mary.
Right.
Never.
It's crazy.
I don't
Never.
know how you could build $100,000 garage without marble floors and gold on the walls.
Exactly.
I mean, goodness gracious.
I've
I
never
bet
even
Donald
built.
Trump could build a garage for $100,000 by the time he
Oh,
got
I
done
mean,
building it.
I suppose it's possible, but there's just no way. I mean, that is 3 times what a standard garage would cost.
It might
Just
make
to-
sense if they had to move a sewer line
Yeah.
or some utilities to get it where
So-
they're at.
Yeah.
Or cut down a forest or whatever.
Or a
But
combination of all of those things to get. I mean, there's just
it's-
no way.
If it's 28 by 20, that's 400 or 560 square feet divided
Yeah.
by the $100,000. That's an outrageous
Insane.
number.
That's why I was like, yeah, there's no way it doesn't cost that much, and really it should be. And I've built many of flat roof garages that don't leak. So
Yeah, me too. And they didn't cost $100,000 because
And they
my
didn't
fee
cost
would have been
$100,000.
$10,000, and then that would have been this really stupid.
yeah.
So Mary, please don't give up on that idea.
Yeah, go-
Talk to
build-
the chairman and he'll
build
work
your
something out
garage.
for you. The chairman will get you a garage for what? $2,000 and
No, not
No,
plug
no.
it and in and
The objection
rid it
on this,
and everything.
the objection on Mary's garage has nothing to do with anybody in this room. It has everything to do with her husband.
Okay.
I get you a garage for 2,000, but it's going to be canvas.
Right.
It'll be for matchbook cars.
Chairman can get you a garage for $2,000. Go
No,
ahead.
the chair.
No,
the-
it's
no, the
probably
chair
more like
cannot.
20
Yeah,
grand,
more
maybe
like
that, maybe.
25 to 30.
Yeah,
for a
depends
two-car
on where.
garage. But
anyway,
My
but-
old
I'd
boss,
like to.
my old boss knew how much I wanted a garage, so he once threatened to go to Harbor Freight and buy one of those like portable things that you set up and just drive your car under. And I was like, oh my God, the neighborhood will go nuts. Don't.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Sure.
Second. All right. I don't know who caught that. Motion
Yeah.
made by Joe, seconded by Jim. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anthony, make sure you call me, okay?
Yeah, I will call you right after.
Okay.
We stand adjourned.
And we'll see you all in 2 weeks.
Bye, everybody. 2 weeks from now.
See you in
See ya.
2 weeks.
I know.
Yeah.